Call and Contact Center Expo 2019, and I have joined Alexey at the Spitch booth. Alexey, thank you so much for coming on this video with me.
Thank you very much.
No problem. How are you finding the show so far, first of all?
Yeah, the show is very interesting. It's very important for us to join. It's very important to see the landscape because the industry is changing very, very rapidly. I mean, call and contact center industry is changing very rapidly, and it's important to stay always in the loop.
Well, I'm relatively familiar with you guys at Spitch, but for the viewers who might not be, what is it that you do at Spitch? What's your main addition to the contact center industry?
Yeah, basically we offer the entire communication platform for the contact center to not just replace the human beings inside, but to avoid them doing simple, easy and repeatable tasks. So we encourage them to do more sales and more complicated things, basically to not be the cost, but to be the source of revenues.
So you remove the mundane tasks from the agent and allow them to focus on the more enhancing features within a contact center.
We want to help call centers to stop being the source of costs and the source of the headache, but to be the source of revenues for the company. That's very important.
And is that a trend that you think you're witnessing more? Because obviously historically contact centers have been seen as a bit of a cost center within a business, rather than really necessarily adding the enhancements to customer service that you might hope they do. Have you noticed a trend shifting towards that going along with the Spitch messaging?
First, to automate the simple tasks, to completely avoid costly human beings serving customers there. Second is to understand customer really personalized. So we perceive know your customer better, right? We apply this knowledge to the contact centers. We really catch his intent, we catch his sentiment, his emotion, we verify him, and then we smartly consider what upsell to do him right now and whether it makes sense due to his emotional status.
So it's about understanding the customer more, understanding what their mood is, how they potentially any buying signals, any distress signals. So how do you do that at Spitch?
Because we understand speech not in a way how they did it in the past, when they tried to catch the keywords out of the conversation, which does make sense. It makes sense to understand the entire sense of the inquiry. And that we can do thanks to the new scientific achievements done recently.
Yeah, so you look a lot into the sentiment, the tone, the intone of genuine speech, don't you?
We look a lot at basically what the person would like to convey to the call center. That we look a lot. So we try to understand what the real reason of his inquiry. And that case studies we have worldwide, so they love it because they replace the first line support by the robot from Spitch, and Spitch starts talking to the customer, properly recognizes the reason of the call, and then either serve it automatically or routes it to the properly skilled agent with already pre-done transcription. So agent starts to serve you right on the spot immediately without any additional questions, and it makes everyone satisfied.
And is that the solution that you've got on show here on the booth today? Is that what you're showing to people who are visiting this expo?
Exactly. We have it here. We have the solution here. There you can clearly see how the call is handled from the very beginning till the, I believe, successful end.
Hopefully the successful end. And what's the reception been like? Obviously this is a UK-based event. What's the reception been like from people walking the expo floor?
The perception, the overall perception is that nevertheless the mobile apps and digital channels tend to have a lot of success, but they never overreach 50% of all the conversations. That's not possible. The rest 50% still have to be handled in form of verbal conversations, and there is no way to avoid it. Either we have to encourage it and to embed it into the omni-channel communication platform. That's what we're doing here. So stop avoiding natural interface. Start leveraging on it.
Yeah. So voice is always going to be important, and at Spitch you're absolutely making the most of it.
Exactly. So we then analyze this unstructured data in form of verbal conversations as it is structured in terms of digital transactions. And moreover, a lot of recent compliance legislation like MiFID II, GDPR requires us to not only listen and analyze them, but to make immediate actions out of each conversation, not afterwards, but in a moment, in a time.
Yeah, in real time. Yeah.
Time, exactly, and that's what we are doing. So we catch the intent, and we also have a great video how we can avoid trading tricks along the trade cycle.
Well, Alexey, thank you so much for explaining a bit more about Spitch and what you're doing here at the Call and Contact Center. I hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you.